All right, time for my fourth city in City Skylines. And if you have been watching some of my other videos, you might be wondering what happened to my third city in City Skylines. Well, I started trying out some mods, and I did record it, but I didn't really like how it went. So I decided I'm probably just never going to upload that. But I have a much better idea of exactly how I want to play the game. Some of the settings in the mods I didn't really like, so we're going to change some of that a little bit. So first of all, what mods am I going to be playing with? So let's go to the City Skylines workshop, and the ones I'm going to be playing with, I've subscribed to multiple ones, but I'm not going to be playing with all of them. So first of all, first one is going to be Harmony. This is a mod dependency used by some of the other mods. So make sure you subscribe to that one if you want to play the way I'm playing here. The next one, kind of the big important one, is actually, let's go with the smallest one first. Is realistic walking speed. Normally the people walk like twice as fast as a normal person would walk, so realistic walking speed slows them down a lot. By the way, I'm kind of going for, this is like the realism playthrough, I guess you could say, of City Skylines. Is just a bunch of mods that are making the game more realistic. So the second thing, kind of the really big one, is called real time, and real time slows down the game's day-night cycle thing by a lot. And the reason for this is because it has the people actually go to work in the morning and come home from work in the evening. And also on the weekends, they, for the most part, don't go to work. And same thing with schools. So kids go to school in the morning, come home from school in the afternoon. Not quite the same times as the work schedule. So you get to see like lots of, I guess you could say, more realistic traffic patterns where you got all that rush hour kind of traffic during those times. So that's what I really like about that. And then sort of the other big idea behind real time is that one day of the simulation is equal to 1 year of aging of the people. Normally it is, well, normally the game day-night cycle thing is like much shorter, but also the people age super quickly. So this slows them down a lot. However, that gets overridden by their aging cycle, gets overridden by a separate mod, Lifecycle Rebalance Revisited. So we have to change a setting in Lifecycle Rebalance Revisited so that they so that we can try to keep with that 1 year per day thing. But Lifecycle Rebalance Revisited also gives you a little bit of other stuff where they change a couple things. One of them is changes a little bit the balance of how many people choose to drive cars versus walk or like take public transportation, that type of thing, based on their housing type. So the high density housing, a lot fewer people drive cars, because that's just sort of more realistic. In high density, there's just not as much parking, and those tend to be more like apartment kind of things instead of houses, whereas somebody with a house, you'd be more expecting people to drive cars. So it's there's a bit of that, and also the people who move into your city in the base game, they have kind of set ages, whereas this gives more variety to the ages of people moving into your city, which is really important because if a bunch of people move into your city at the same time, then if they have all the same age, then they end up all dying of old age at the same time, and then it's this massive death wave, they call it, which is a little bit unrealistic. So that's sort of what that mod does. And then the last one is Realistic Population 2, which is the idea of that is that instead of houses having 3 or 4 families in them, houses are just going to have one family. And then on the other end of the spectrum, like the big multi-story buildings hold a lot more people. So that's for residential stuff, but also for other buildings like industry buildings and commercial buildings, where the bigger buildings can hold more people than normal, and then the smaller buildings hold fewer people than normal, just to have a more realistic number of people per building. So that's the mods that I'm going to be playing with. And then I'm going to generally be trying to keep this playthrough to be one day. Just play one day at a time. So one day on the settings I'm going to use is going to be about 2 hours. So essentially not going to be making big, long 6 or 8 hour videos. Just going to be trying to keep to a very finite period of time. So that's what we're going for. So to play with the mods, you have to find them in the Steam Workshop and subscribe to them. That will download them. You still have to enable them in-game. So let's go back to playing the game. Okay, so in the game, on the main menu, you go to Content Manager, and you'll see the Steam Workshop stuff. This is not where you actually enable the mods. You have to actually go to the mods section here and turn on mods. So you can select mods by clicking on them, and then you can like enable all the selected ones by doing that, or turn them selected ones off with the buttons up here. But like clicking them like this just selects them. You need those little checkbox things lit up for the mod to actually be on. So the mod settings that I have changed. Realistic walking speed has no settings. Harmony doesn't really have settings. For real time, I'm playing on the default time speed for day and night, which is 4 and 5. This makes night go by twice as fast as daytime because nothing really happens at night, and it's just worse for gameplay to like try to build things at night and stuff. So these are the default settings for that. Make sure you change to all citizens are real. There's a maximum of 65,000 citizens that you can have though. So you can't do this with a really big city. It just changes kind of how the simulation works. So I assume that's better. But I don't know exactly what the difference is. And then real time normally pauses construction at night. I found that to be really annoying. So the construction of the buildings, this is for like residential, commercial, and industrial type stuff. So this is obviously in the game they build way faster than is realistic, but so by default it already slows them down and it pauses the construction at night for this mod. But I find the nighttime construction pausing thing is annoying. Because then you're just sitting around for a while and nothing's getting built. And it's also kind of unrealistic in that 1 day of the simulation represents 1 year, right? But if you're pausing the construction at night, it's like you're not constructing during part of the year. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the pausing, but I'm going to slow down the construction speed to compensate. And I think 40% is the correct ratio for turning this off at having nighttime being twice as fast as daytime. So I think that's the right amount. I would go lower on construction speed, but the problem is early game you're just waiting for stuff to get built too much, and your money is just getting deleted while you're waiting for people to build things and move into the city. Because as soon as you put down roads, you have like road upkeep costs and then like the electricity and stuff. So I don't know if the game's really playable if you slow this down to an actual realistic construction speed. So we're just gonna have it at 40% here. Let's see. I don't think I changed anything else. You could change certain times that people go to work and go to school and stuff if you wanted to. The nighttime starts at 2200 and daytime starts at 6 o'clock, 6 a.m. 10 p.m., 6 a.m. So it's 16 hours a day, 8 hours of night, as far as how it's when you're going by day speed versus night speed. So you can change that if you want to. It will change a little bit of how you would need to change other settings if you want things to work right. I guess like the construction speed thing, and also let's move on to Lifecycle balance revisited. So the main thing is that you need to change if you want 1 day is equal to 1 year is the speed setting. is on 3 by default. That is still way too fast. You have kids go to the school for like 1 day or half a day or something stupid. And then they graduate. So from my calculations, I believe 29 is the appropriate number to have this on for real-time speed of 4 and 5 for night. So yeah, I think that's the right number. So that's what I have it set to. But yeah, if you were to change the real-time speeds, then, or also if you were to change when the daytime and nighttime starts, then you would need to change this number to compensate if you wanted it to be as exact as possible. All right. And then I don't think I changed any of the other stuff off of the defaults for the mod. I tried some other settings on a couple things, but I changed them back, I believe. So I think the rest of this is default settings for Lifecycle Rebalance Revisited. And then for Realistic Population 2, I don't think I changed any settings on that either. So, yeah, that's about it. Oh, yeah. If you want to apply these mods to an existing city, you have to do some extra stuff to make that actually work. Like the realistic population thing, you have to do a thing in game where it'll apply to all your existing buildings. So like your residences, like if you have only residential low, then you'll lose about 2/3 of your population instantly because they'll get kicked out of their houses. So yeah, something to keep in mind, I guess. So yeah, that's all the settings. So yeah, let's play new game. And so I played the third city on Diamond Coast, so I'm not gonna go back to there. I'm gonna move on to the Foggy Hills map. And yeah, I guess we'll just leave it on this default city name of Portez. And then we gotta check a couple things as soon as we start the city. First of all, we need to check that the mod settings are correct. I noticed there's like some kind of discrepancy between the mod settings in the save game versus in the main menu. What am I looking for? Options. So we want to make sure all these settings are saved. Let's see, I didn't change any of that, right? We want to make sure. Yeah, none of that. Not that one. Speed's on 29. Okay, I think we're good. And then the other thing is there's some kind of bug where you save the game and then the first time you load, the time skips ahead for some reason. There's some kind of bug. I don't know if it's in the base game, but it's obviously very noticeable in real time. If you're trying to play like one day at a time type of thing like I was talking about. So we're gonna save the game right now and then just load it. So it's 6 a.m. right now. It might load at some different time. So I just want to get that out of the way. So yeah, as you can see here, it's suddenly 15:12. So yeah. But now I don't think that'll happen again, so we can work on displaying 1 day per day, like 1 day per video. And then the last thing I want to mention is I'm going to try to play this without pausing, except in very certain circumstances where, like, I need to do something IRL, or sometimes I'm trying to click on a vehicle to see like what it's doing, and it's just sometimes it's too hard to click on something while it's moving, so I might pause just so that I can click on something and then unpause. So yeah, that might happen. But anyways, let's get playing. So first thing we're gonna do, of course, is build some roads. And we have water, that's good. Let's bring these roads out to be same length, and what we're gonna need to do is I don't want to separate some stuff, but really we need to just get zoning real quick so that people start moving in, because we are shoot, maybe actually build a couple more roads first. That fucking line, that road guideline is killing me. Alright. Alright, so yeah, we need to start zoning stuff very quickly so that we can start getting money, because as soon as we put down roads, like I said, you start losing income. So we really want people to start moving in, and then we're gonna keep building a little bit more. And yeah, let's keep building a little bit more, and we're gonna zone. So I found that generally it's good to have a bit of commercial near your residential area. I don't want to put in a lot right now, but we want them to be able to shop somewhere. And commercial area causes noise, but It's not that bad. It's, I think, worse generally if you have the commercial far away. Especially with the realistic walking speed, it takes them much longer to walk to places if they need to walk. Alright, so we are also going to need water and electricity. So we're going to get a water pumping station here, and we're going to turn that off immediately, or else we're going to be eating the upkeep costs. And then, of course, we need the sewer thing, which is the water drain pipe somewhere downriver. And again, we're going to turn that off immediately, or else it just deletes a lot of money. We don't want to turn those on until we have actual buildings that need water and electricity. And then, so in the meantime, I'm gonna draw some stuff out here, and we're gonna have an industrial area out here, and also the whole power plant, because that stuff produces pollution. So we'll start with zoning a bit of industrial out here. And they're not going to want it right away. They're going to be more interested in moving in. Oh, and then we're going to turn off the full power plant, of course, until people are actually needing electricity. This is going to be a little bit annoying. We're going to need to bring the electricity across. And then it's gotta somehow get around to our water things. So we got that, and then of course everything's gonna end up needing water. So we can bring that across like that. And then once these buildings are finished constructing, we'll turn on the electricity and the water. So yeah, those are done. We can turn these on now. Make sure you turn the sewage on also. And there's actually, so the electric grid, we need to somehow hook them in. I don't want to build the electric thing actually in there, because that'll prevent houses from being built. Yeah, we just need tons and tons of residential. Oh, and also we want to turn the budget way down on these things. So if we look at electricity and water, we need hardly any right now. So turning down the budget as much as possible saves your income a bit, because right now we are just deleting tons of money. Yeah. I don't zone all the way to the edge of the roads here, because then sometimes they'll put the houses facing the side road, which We want traffic to be able to flow up and down here fairly freely. So that would be undesirable. So, but also we want the ability to upgrade these roads in the future to a bigger road, which we can't do that if there's buildings all the way up to it, because the bigger roads are essentially 4 grid squares wide instead of 2 grid squares wide. So if you have stuff up against them, you can't upgrade the road without deleting some of those buildings. Yeah, we're just gonna zone lots and lots of residential. And yeah, we're just waiting for people to move in. So it's gonna take a little while, but that's how it is with the real-time mod. Well, specifically the slow construction speed of the real-time mod. So yeah, as more and more people move in, our money is becoming less and less negative because they're paying their taxes. We don't have the ability to change the tax rate yet, so you just have to get more people. Come on, people. Guy works at the coal power plant. Yeah, I'm not sure if they work at the night shift or they are just going to work immediately because they just got a job and they don't have to go at a specific time. Not sure how that works. But yeah, as people move in, they will take up jobs, and then as the jobs get filled up, then they're gonna want more job choices, basically. So the The commercial buildings do use up several workers, and the power plant does also, but I don't know how many. I don't know how it works. Maybe the mod tells you. Workplaces, 72 people work at the coal power plant apparently. Or can work at the coal power plant. Yeah, we are obviously very early game, just waiting on stuff to get built. Small clothing factory is apparently getting built. And we're gonna want to just periodically check on the water and electricity situation for whenever we need to increase the budget on them. Because currently only a quarter of our coal plants' normal electricity is being generated. More people moving in. Whoops. How's our population workers? We could add a little bit more. Where'd it go? Could add a little bit more industrial zone, but I don't think we really want to right quite yet. Actually, these things take so long to build, we might as well add some more right now. Oops, they need water. That's not ideal. So this part here is no longer needed. Now that they built houses out here, the electric grid goes a little bit farther. And we're almost out of the red. So it's gonna mean a little more shopping and a lot more housing. Whenever they feel like building it. Okay, that one holds 16 workers, that one's 16 workers. So yeah, for the first unlock, we need how many people? 440. But yeah, these are all... Wait a second. What? Wait a second. Quite a 4 households. That ain't right. I was wondering how we had that many people. It didn't seem like we should have that many people. Population density. It's not using those numbers. It's using the ones on the... Maybe it's not using the ones on the factories either. I think we... Hello? What the fuck, game? There's only supposed to be one household in these buildings. Hello? Building floors. It's like it's not working. What the fuck, game? Fly that shit. Seems like it's bugged. Motherfucker. I'm gonna save game. And then go to the menu. Like, obviously the mod is turned on, or else we wouldn't have the little buttons. Great, now what? Don't tell me I broke it. Let's try reloading the game, I guess. Yeah, all the low-density residential should only have one household in them. And that does not seem to be the case. This is supposed to have 13 people able to work at it. That seems to be working. Why's the residential fucked up? The only thing I can think of would be if, just to make the game playable, it's early game, it doesn't do that. It feels more like it's just bugged. Oh, one households. There we go. I don't know why it wasn't working before, though. But yes, our population is very small. Well, workplaces, yeah. Yeah, we're still waiting for people to move in. I don't know exactly how the taxes work, so I'm not entirely sure if we're getting extra taxes for more people in a house, or if the taxes come from like the size of the house or something. But yeah, looks like we're still in the green. We need more stuff built. These are a bit perhaps out of walking distance, really. Although I think some people are still going to be walking to and from there. The At the game's normal walking speed, they could definitely walk that far, but at realistic walking speed, I don't know if they will choose not to walk because it takes longer to walk that far, but yeah, it'll definitely take them longer to get to work over there. But yeah, that's fine. We don't really want them living by that pollution. Alright, so yeah, we are at 77 out of 440 population just to get to the some of that first stuff. So we need a lot more houses. We need them to build those houses. We could put in more roads, but roads eat up your money. Where is it? There it is. Roads eat up your money if you build a bunch of roads that aren't getting used, so you don't really want to do that. Not until we need them. This is going to be kind of awkward. So I have all this housing, but the natural extension of my grid here would run into the river. So I might make a separate thing. Change the layout. I want kind of a... We need a pretty big area of housing. Just because to get to the milestones, we need a lot more houses than normal for low density residential. Once you get to high density residential, it becomes no problem. But we won't unlock that for a little while. Yeah, we're gonna have this like as a little area. Thinking we're gonna have a little bit more blue. But then the rest of this is gonna be green. And then we'll put like a couple parks and stuff like that. off to the side there. This is one of those things if I want to follow this little hot dog car. Let's go, people! Build those houses! Oh, we're gonna need to probably give them more water at some point here. I mean, I could have waited before doing that, because these do have a little bit of upkeep costs, but it's very small. Yeah, it's becoming evening. We got a couple more hours till nighttime, which, like I said, we turned off the setting where they don't construct at night, but in return, construction is, we lowered the construction speed slightly from the default settings. So we are going to be able to have these things keep building at night. But it's just a little slow still. At least we're in the green. Alright, looks like they filled in the rest of the commercial area. Oh, forgot this is commercial too. Never mind. They're still working on it. Alright, so yeah, we'll have this little community here, and then we gotta probably make a much bigger area if we want to ever hit that 440 population. Maybe we'll just kind of extend it as one big thing. Do these pumps make a bunch of noise? A little bit. A small area. That won't be a problem. Build more residential. Build more residential. But yeah, for this first day, we did get a little bit screwed over by that save bug thing, so we did lose what was it, like 7 hours or something out of our day. Forgot what time it actually skipped forward to. But yeah, that's okay. So yeah, for this video, I'm just gonna play until 6 a.m. Wednesday. 6 a.m. is when everybody wakes up and starts going to school, going to work. I don't know exactly how it works. It's like their wake up time, but like they don't need to be at school till 8 o'clock and they don't need to be at work till 9 o'clock. So it's like they I don't know, I think some of them leave, they don't all leave at 6 a.m. but that is when you start seeing a lot of people. How's the zones? Still waiting for more houses. How's the jobs? Jobs. Workers 168 out of 223. So, need more people. Waiting on more people. This is not... Whoops. Okay. There's a couple more. For how high the demand is, I feel like they should be plopping down a few more. I don't know if there's a limit to how many can be in construction at once. Because I've seen mention of that in some mod discussion stuff, but I don't know if it was for... if that was a feature of this mod or a different mod. Just keep building, building. People are shopping. Yep, slow start. You could like speed up the game speed or something, but that's no fun. How is the money going? Alright, we are at 2 out of 10 on electricity. Still have plenty of water capability. Yeah, the water pumps are just way better than the water towers. They give you twice as much water and they cost less. Well, let me clarify. So they have the same upkeep cost. The upfront cost costs less. Ultimately, the upkeep cost matters more. But still, if you're looking at the pumping capacity per upkeep cost, the water pumping station is twice as good. Very important early game. You could do similar comparisons for electricity. The wind turbine is good. It would be a lot less upkeep here in the early game if it's if you can put it somewhere windy enough that it'll be reliable. So the upfront cost per megawatt of electricity is worse on the wind turbine, but the upkeep cost is a little lower. But also the coal power plant is just overkill this early in the game. But yeah, by managing the budget, you can get sort of a little bit of a refund for having too much electricity. Come on, people. Build those houses. We're closing it on midnight. We're only gonna have 6 hours left until the end of the video. I'd like to build more, but I can't really justify it. We want to keep our money in the green as much as possible. Because once we do unlock stuff, the landfill's cheap. The elementary school is a bit expensive on the initial cost, but the upkeep cost is still pretty low. And then the medical clinic isn't really worth getting a super early game. Um, but it does raise your people's happiness. I think it's it just feels really overpriced, because it will hardly get used. At least the elementary school will start getting your children educated, because you have initially you have tons of uneducated people. Almost everybody is uneducated, but only children can go to elementary school, so anybody who didn't go to elementary school as a child is pretty much stuck as uneducated until they die, which is not good for businesses, where certain businesses want people with more education. And that becomes more and more of a important thing later into the game. So you want to get everybody who can go to school into school before they miss the opportunity, pretty much. You don't really have to get everybody, but since we're doing 1 day is equal to 1 year of aging, theoretically, it's gonna take quite a long time to get our city's total like average education levels up, especially because generally the people that move in to new houses are going to be mostly uneducated. Getting close to being ready for some new areas. We're also close to needing some more jobs, so let's zone a little bit more industrial. Oops, why is this like that? I find it so annoying that you don't have all the info views to see things like the terrain height. Yeah, this river curves somewhere down here. Trying to figure out. I'm gonna end up extending the freeway down eventually. It's a little ways away before we actually get the ability to build highway. I think these highways aren't actually even properly spaced apart. They're like a tiny bit off. Really annoying. Expand. Or green zone. Oh, there's a big rock there. Hard to see at night. This is why nighttime goes twice as fast. And it still feels slow. At some point we'll be able to get rid of a bunch of those power lines, which will also give us some income back. And we could do a little bit of that already, probably. Not sure how worth it this is. Let's do that. So we can delete these. How's the jobs? 194 out of 330. Oh, we must have got a big new building. Yep. 90 workers can work in the box factory. How are we doing? How's this messed up? Surely we made this at a right angle. Alright, 4:10 a.m. The last couple hours of day one. Well, I mean, it's like day 2/3 because of the stupid save load time skip bug. But can't see. Give me the sunlight. Nice. Build faster. Oh, we need water. Yeah. All right, we can see a little bit better. Sun's coming up. Only got a little bit of time. Place a little more stuff. Yeah, I'm thinking highways are gonna end up coming down to like here. So we could keep building this direction, but we are getting like farther and farther away from the jobs. So I don't want to do something a little different. I'm really annoyed with myself that I didn't fix the road spacing here earlier, though. I think we're gonna fix this really quick. Gonna mess up some people that are currently trying to drive through here, but we're going to that was a mistake. That wasn't supposed to get deleted. So this road, we don't want snapping to the road guidelines. We want it on distance and angle 90 degrees. This will come down to here. So it's going to be at a slightly different angle than it was before. And let's see, this should be... I really want that to be proper. Is that right? It's supposed to be one more. It's just 2. I want that distance specifically. Alright, so yeah, that's all for day 1 of the new city of Portes. So, next time we will do Wednesday, and we'll see a little bit of early morning people going to work and stuff, but obviously not too many people so far. But we'll continue to make the city bigger and bigger. And yeah, it'll be fun. What was it? Save number 4.